Suzanne Lyons here again, and we are, oh my, on tip number 9. Wow, we are moving right along. So hopefully many of you have been with me for the whole series, and and you've done a lot of work, and I appreciate it, and you've stuck with me as we move through this whole business process. And today, what we're going to be talking about and focusing on is getting a mentor. Now, I am planning to do a whole 10 tips 5-week session on just that very subject, but because you have been kind of, given a lot of stuff here over the last, 5 weeks. We're in our 5th week, guys. Where you've worked on your 25-year plan, your 5-year plan, your 1-year goal, your timelines and milestones, your action plans, creating your relationship display, making requests and creating statistics and all that. You've been doing so much great work. I think it would be a little bit comforting at this point to maybe start to look for a mentor. A mentor is something that I am so strongly approving of. I can't even tell you. I mean, I cannot imagine life without having a mentor. Every time I go through a learning curve of any sort or take on a new project of any sort, I get a mentor. Very, very valuable, very valuable. I think the problem why so many of us are scared to ask somebody, or why sometimes people say no, is because what happens is we don't put a specific short timeline on it. And people are busy. They're very busy in this industry. So like I said, I'm going to do a whole series on it. But because I want you to know enough today to at least get started, I'm going to give you just a few little tiny kind of tidbits, okay, on how to, go about preparing for getting your mentor. And by the way, everybody has a mentor at every level, so I'm sure Spielberg has a mentor. I mean, people really do. So don't think this is something like that will mean, that you're, not knowing enough information or whatever. No, everybody has a mentor. Let's distinguish. A mentor is not a coach. Once again, a mentor is somebody who is there to give you advice. They're not there to kick your butt. They're not a coach. All right, let's be very clear about that. The other thing is, a couple of tips. Like I said, we want to make it easy for people to say yes. So it's not like just, oh, will you be my mentor? I mean, that sounds like I've got to look after you for the rest of my natural life, okay? So something that's easy. For me, what I did was, for people is a half-hour coffee, for example. Maybe 3 10-minute phone calls, or 2 conversations, that are 15 minutes. Like, make it simple. Make it easy for people to say yes. That's a big, it's a big one. Don't forget, people are very busy and their time is very valuable. So be careful for that. With that, also please prepare questions in advance. I know that when we were doing them in the Flash Forward Institute, sometimes people, mentors would call and complain, and they would say that, they agreed to the certain time, and then the person called, and they ended up having to generate all the questions. So do have your questions ready. Also, it's important that you generate the conversations with your mentor, that you be professional, that you call when you said you would call. If the call is at 9 in the morning, then call at 9 in the morning, okay? Keep in mind that this is a business relationship, so please do be very courteous, of their time. If it's a 10-minute meeting that you said, then end it at 10 minutes. That's important. Also, please remember that, this is one area where you really don't want to take advantage. So don't say, oh, you're my mentor, please read my screenplay. Oh, you're my mentor, could you watch my, actors, reel? Would you listen to my composer's, CD, whatever? No, don't make that request. If they ask, that's different. But don't, sit down with them on your first meeting or over the phone and make that request. That is not cool. They are giving up their time. That's enough. The fact that they're giving up their time, that is like huge, all right? And one of the things that I want to stress again is they're not a coach, okay? They are there to help you with advice. It's basically giving you advice to give you tips and techniques and suggestions, for example, on your, some of the stuff we've dealt with so far in our sessions with your strategic plan, maybe your timelines, your milestones, whatever, some of the actions that you're taking, some of the requests you're making. They're there to give you advice, okay? So that's all I want to say on mentors. what your exercise is going to be regarding getting a mentor is this, and I'm going to actually read it. Make a list of 3 or 4 people, and don't be crazy about this. Don't have it be some giant name. Don't pick the busiest people. Pick the people that would have actually the time. You'd be amazed at how many people would love to be a mentor. Everybody wants to contribute. The one thing we all have in common on this planet is that we do love to contribute. That is, I swear to God, the one thing that we do love to do. Everybody wants to contribute and share their knowledge that they've gained over these years. So don't hold back. Don't not do it. But please, once again, don't be looking for the big giant names. Be realistic in this case. So list 3 or 4 people that would make an excellent mentor. Type up your email or your letter, and with a paragraph making the request. Once again, how we worked on requests before, a very specific, succinct request for exactly what it is. 1 half-hour coffee meeting, 2 15-minute phone calls, whatever. Noting clearly the time frame that you're requesting. A paragraph on why you are choosing them specifically, what it is, that you're acknowledging them, why they would make the perfect mentor, and do acknowledge, and a brief paragraph telling them a little bit about you. Okay, so that's the letter I want you to make up, or the email, and then so that's 2 pieces of exercise. One is to create your list, and the other is to do up your email or your letter. Run it by a few people, please, before you send it off to the person. And go ahead and probably send it off to 2 or 3 or 4, because some people might be busy. They might be on location or shooting or whatever. So it's okay to do 3 or 4. I just wouldn't do 10, because what if they all end up saying yes, and you have to give up your career to manage juggling all the mentor meetings, okay? So just be a little careful. I'd send out maybe no more than 3 or 4. And that's it. I look forward to seeing you next time for, my gosh, tip number 10. I can't believe it's, we're wrapping it up. Boy. Okay, good luck, everybody. Have fun with this one once again, and I will see you in a couple of days for tip number 10.